what's up, everybody? I'm thrilled and excited to be here today. Why? Guess what? It's the first screening of Borak Sempoi with Dr. Kiru. Now, this is a special podcast that I'm doing for all of you out there. I'm sure you're wondering, what is Dr. Kiru, going into this podcast and so on? Well, I was always thinking, what can I do more for you, my fans, my followers on social media? And today, because it's a landmark production or series, I'm thrilled and super honored to have someone who I look up to, who's been my mentor, my inspiration, who's trained numerous surgeons in this country as well as around the world. And he is none other than Mr. Vimal K Vasudevan. I'm sure many of you will be wondering why I'm calling him Mr. I mean, he's still a doctor just like me, but there's something special to that. Maybe Mr. Vimal would like to share with us?
Hi, Kiru. I'm so glad that you're getting all the accolades you deserve. I've been watching your progress over the years, and it gives me great pleasure to see you going up in your career. So thanks for having me here, and hi to your viewers. And you will also wonder, I've been asked these questions many times in my career. So the origin of the surgeons actually were the barber surgeons. Okay, so in the ancient times in the UK, there were physicians, no surgeons. So what happened was, when they have patients who needed surgery, they didn't have the necessary skills to do surgery. But who had the skills of handling knives, scissors? They were the barbers.
Yeah.
So some of the barbers were trained to do these simple procedures for the physicians, and hence the physicians will send these patients to the barbers surgeons. Now, how did the public recognize them? Now, if you see most barber shops, they'll have those lights outside which go rotate around the blue, white, and the red.
Right.
So actually, those lights are not to denote a barber. Those lights are actually to denote a barber surgeon. So if a barber had those lights outside, it means that he also does surgery.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. So the red is supposed to denote blood, the white, the gauze, the blue, the veins. Okay. So this is the origin of the barber surgeon. Subsequently, so they were not doctors, so they were not called doctors, they were called Mr. Subsequently, when doctors started becoming surgeons, in honor of those barber surgeons, people adopted the name Mr.
Yeah.
So you study hard, become a doctor, and then you study hard, you lose your doctor and become a Mr.
So I'm sure now you all know why, after becoming surgeons and everything, we carry the title Mr. It's not a demotion, but it's actually a promotion, recognizing all our forefathers who actually kind of like suffered, during that time.
Yeah.
When they were surgeons, and they were actually looked down upon and had to come in through the back door, through the in the Victorian times and so on.
Yeah.
Mr. Vimal, I've known you for I think a good 24 years now. It's been a long time. So during this whole period, so I've seen a lot of shifts developing in our surgical field. More so in the last 10 years, I think 10 to 15 years. Okay, but what do you think is the most pivotal changes that has taken place in the last 20 years in surgery?
In surgery? Actually, I have had many thoughts about this. When I trained in Alustar, then I became a surgeon there, then went to Taiping, worked there, and then met people like you, came and joined me. You were from KL, came to Ipoh, and then you heard about one surgeon in Taiping. You decided to land up there.
Yes.
So many of them came, and we worked hard for for a certain project which we thought we all met up in Taiping. So those were glorious years in Taiping.
Indeed.
So the single most important change or advancement was, at that point in time, surgery was undergoing a revolution.
Correct.
200-300 years of open surgery. Then advancement of advancement of laparoscopic surgery in the 90s. Okay, we were not yet in it. In fact, when I first went to Taiping, we were just still doing open surgeries.
Yeah.
And then, for want of a better thing to do, where I decided to pick up laparoscopic surgery, having seen the advancement of laparoscopic surgery around the region and the world, okay, and it was not happening yet in Malaysia. There was a lot of resistance to laparoscopic surgery. So, decided to go into this era of laparoscopic or minimally invasive surgery for obvious benefits which we all know.
Yeah.
But back then it was quite difficult.
Correct.
I could not have done what I did without you guys actually, You came and you were my support system. When there was a lot of resistance to develop laparoscopy, you guys actually gave me the strength or the courage to keep pursuing it.
Yeah.
And looking back, now it is a accepted procedure. Nobody can say or resist it. So laparoscopic surgery actually has brought us together.
Yes.
And from then on, the friendship has allowed us to develop it.
Correct. I will definitely want to echo that, boss. Remember the times when we posted cases like laparoscopic appendicectomy and all, and we had a resistance from our anesthetists who said that they'll only allow the case to be done if the senior surgeon is actually in the theatre with the medical officer. And I can recount the times that you had to come in and actually sit down there,
Because they thought that by saying that, then we will cancel and do surgery as open.
Yeah.
But they didn't expect me to go and sit there and say, okay,
Exactly. I'm sure they were quite shocked as well to see, my boss sitting there and, looking, and of course, trained us to perform the laparoscopic procedure and start off. And I think, it does bring back a lot of memories as well.
So, I would say that is the shift which made us, but we didn't invent the wheel. The whole world was moving towards laparoscopic surgery. It's just that in Malaysia, we were resistant to that.
Correct.
From senior surgeons who were, change is always painful,
Yeah.
So a lot of senior guys didn't want to change, and they viewed it as dangerous.
Correct.
But looking back the last 20 years, the advancement Malaysians have made in the area of laparoscopic surgery, and the younger surgeons, their enthusiasm to learn this procedure. So it's very heartwarming, Then you feel good that, maybe you were one of the earliest one to start this so-called revolution of laparoscopy in Malaysia. But there were people before me also who were doing it, But, So it's nice to be one of the instruments of change.
Yeah, actually we were really fortunate during that time to be in Taiping, where we could all work together and see the shift in paradigm from open surgery. Because I think you hit it on the nail when you said that, because there were still many senior surgeons who said, why should I go into laparoscopic surgery when I can do it faster, in half an hour. I can do an appendicectomy in 15 minutes by open surgery.
Remember the time we organized first ever national conference in laparoscopic surgery in Bukit Merah?
Yes, definitely.
So there was a lot of resistance to that, remember?
Correct.
And as a unit, I even got a letter of threat from the Ministry of Health, saying that we have no reason to organize a conference. We should just be doing work, But eventually, the Congress was so successful, and a lot of people, praised us for what we did.
Correct.
So that was the imprint, and then we brought in Elicats to perform.
I still remember.
And then we all sang with Elicats.
That was an amazing moment that we actually shared. Wow. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think that was the first laparoscopic congress
in
the country.
The international one.
And
but
we all had the chance.
Subsequent to that, the same team came together many years later. In 2018, we organized in KLCC.
Correct, yes.
The Asian Laparoscopic Congress.
That's why I feel really honored, because I was in that picture as a junior medical officer, shifting into a surgeon, trained, a senior surgeon, consultant, and now here is where we are.
How about you? What do you think is that moment where you realize, there is that moment made a change for you? What was that moment for you?
I think the biggest decision that I made was when I finished housemanship and I became a medical officer. And it so happened that I had to apply to see where I was going to go to further my career. And I knew since medical school, I just had only one passion, and that was to do surgery. So somehow, when I put in my application, I got retained to stay in Perak. And they said that you have, since I did my housemanship in Ipoh, GH, so you need to go to the district. And lucky for us that time, Taiping was considered as a district hospital. And now it's one of the specialist hospitals in the country, one of the main ones. But at that time, it was a district hospital, and I understand, in 2001 is the time that when you came as well. So I just came about a few months after you. And fortunately, I think that was when I picked up this new innovation of laparoscopy, which you introduced to all of us. And, we were so lucky that we managed to get the sets there, the equipment. We had a very supportive anesthetic team.
Correct. Absolutely.
Our nurses were so willing and passionate to learn. And we had a very good dynamic team that was so passionate to stay even 10 o'clock in the night, 12 o'clock in the night, assist in surgery and go and have roti canai or...
Remember the time I took all of you, we went for the Linkin Park concert.
Oh, yeah.
one consultant and all the demos, going on a car, we went to KL, went for the concert.
So it's a real myth, when they say that when you're married to your job or you have to work very hard and there's no time to play and have fun and have good relationships that last.
Yeah, like back then we didn't have much money, but what we lacked in money, we made up for in our, good relationship, and enjoy the small things.
Yeah.
Going for tea every day,
Yeah.
After our work, we'll meet up in one coffee shop, sit down and have tea. And basically, we are not talking shop, we are talking about our patients.
Yeah, exactly.
Our life was consumed by that.
Thanks for sharing, boss. I'm sure a lot of the viewers are wondering in this first episode, why am I, having this session, inviting you as the first honored guest on this podcast? No, a lot of people don't know that actually you played a pivotal role from the beginning, as we shared just now. But throughout the years, after I got into training as a surgeon, went to USM, you still kept your eyes out, on all your trainees, all your boys, so to speak, what we're doing, what we're up to, guiding us throughout the years. And even when I was posted as a surgeon to Ipoh, so I wasn't very far away, and we still kept in contact. We still could discuss on the path that what interested me and so on. And I think a lot of viewers don't know the reason why I did breast endocrine and pediatric was purely because of Mr. Vimal. Because of at that time, I think you had advised me as well that bariatric surgery with the boom of laparoscopic surgery is the way forward. A lot of probably surgical procedures and techniques are going to be developing because of the innovation of MIS, and bariatric is one field that was going to develop as well. And setting up the service in Ipoh, a bariatric unit was very closely linked with what we had in Ipoh, in Taiping, sorry.
Correct.
What you set up is exactly what I modeled, and of course with a few additions from my training in Taiwan and so on. And after finishing that, it's always like, what am I going to do next? And I remember I had that conversation with you as well. Okay, so boss, what's next? What to do? And, when the time came after I finished setting up the unit, training the next generation Mark, Gafur and so on, then I felt I needed to take a transition, take a step forward to the next level, so to speak. And I think that's why I reached out to you as well, And it was a big decision actually to step out of, my comfort zone in the government service, go into private practice, and go to Penang, of all places. I'm not from Penang at all. I didn't even have an idea how it was going to be and so on. But you reassured me, and you told me that it's very important for you to be able to work consistently, hard work, be confident, be good at what you do, and stick to principles, So forever, I'm indebted to that. I think besides playing a very big role in the beginning and, throughout the years and everything, and of course, getting me to come to Penang, which I don't think it's a regret at all. So I think I'm really, really thankful for that.
Actually, Kiru, this back when I trained in Alosta, I had very good mentors. You know, Mr. Naidu, Dato Naidu was my boss, Dato Mohan, Regu, and Murli and all that. So they are very instrumental in how I became a surgeon, how I behave like a surgeon. You know, so they sort of nurtured me to become this surgeon. Then when I came to Taiping, I was a solo surgeon, right? And but that nurturing thing was always there. So I went to Taiping actually to discover myself. I didn't know what I wanted to do, which surgery, what kind of specialty, subspecialty I wanted to do. So I thought I'll go to district hospital, work for a while and decide.
Yeah.
So when I was there, a lot of the subspecialties needed me to go to KL, go overseas, and I had a very young family, and I didn't want to lose, the relationship with my young children growing up. So I didn't want to do subspecialty basically for that reason. And I also enjoy all the various types of surgeries. I don't enjoy doing just one surgery. I become bored very easily. So I decided to do general surgery. Then what else can I do in life, as a general surgeon? So I say, okay, I will be like my bosses. I also nurture and train young surgeons. So this became a dream of mine because I couldn't do subspecialty. I wanted to do this. I make it my life mission to train younger surgeons. So in Taiping, of course, I don't train surgeons, but I can get your interest to go into surgery.
Correct.
So this is what I did. I tried to show you how a surgeon lives, works, interacts with family, friends, and hopefully that you guys who watch me and say, hey, I want to be like that.
Yes.
So this is what was my aim. That's all I could do at that moment in time. Then laparoscopy came in, and then you guys all went away and kept in touch with me actually. Then I realized my strength in developing was actually you guys. So when I came to the private sector, I was working. Then I looked for my strength is my family and you guys. A small group of guys who I've trained, and you always look back, keep in touch with me. So I thought it's my responsibility to make sure that you guys grow in the right way.
Right.
So I say, okay, go in this way. Kiru must go in this way. And I am in the Asian Society, right?
Yeah.
I was a governor for ELSAP, Asian Society of Minimally Invasive Surgery. So I see the development of laparoscopic surgery in the region, internationally, locally, and all that. So that's how I have this. I see the vision of other people growing. So I know this bariatric surgery is coming in a big way. Taiwan, India, China, and all that. That's why I told you, Kiru, you have to go in this way. So that's how the idea is. Not like got up one day and got is a vision or something. So it's just a pattern in the whole world.
Yeah.
So yeah. So
But I think the advice that you gave, not only to me, to our friends and colleagues and all.
Yeah.
A lot of them, had a lot of questions during their career. What should I do and so on. And sometimes making the decision, it's a very big, bold move.
Yeah.
And you can't do it yourself, so you need someone to help you. So I think that's where the mentorship is really important.
So part of that responsibility also was telling you to leave government service when the time came.
Yeah.
Because when you're in government service, sometimes you become too comfortable.
Yeah.
And that comfort zone is a very dangerous thing.
Yeah, true. Very
true. Whenever you are too comfortable, you should become uncomfortable. This is my motto in life.
Yeah.
Just keep pushing yourself. So that's why I told you, Kiru, you need to come to Penang. I know you are very comfortable. Even though you're a KL born boy, you are comfortable in Ipoh. I told you, Penang is second to KL probably.
Yeah.
So you put yourself in a bigger platform, you can grow vertically much more than, not that Ipoh or Perak is a smaller place, but Penang will give you a better growth rate. So that's why I asked you to come in. It was not easy. Easy to convince you because I know sometimes you follow me blindly. Then it becomes my responsibility, you know.
Correct.
But your family and your extended family,
Correct.
you know. So almost they feared every time I met you that I will pull you to Penang.
Correct.
Then after that, you remember you came. I was so happy. My stress levels all dropped. Now I got my partner. You know, isn't it?
Having said that, also a lot of our colleagues, contemporaries also questioned me and said, hey, are you sure you really want to go to Penang and be in the same hospital with Mr. Vimal? Aren't you afraid of the competition, of the challenge? Patients will not come to you at all. So I think that's where maybe a lot of people have the wrong thought. They think
This is a generic concept. You go to a place where somebody is doing well. They think that you cannot excel. They cannot accept the fact that somebody will actually embrace you and build a career path for you. That selflessness. People cannot believe that. So I also cannot go and tell that, isn't it? So that's why I told you, don't worry, you come. We will develop you together. So first was Bhuvan, colorectal came in. So I stopped doing a lot of colorectal work at that time because I wanted him to get the bulk of the cases. Same when you came also, But unfortunately, the moment you came, bloody COVID came in.
Oh, yes.
My goodness, that was very bad times. I regretted, because all we had was looking at each other's faces. Well, of course, for me, it was enjoyment. It was like manna from heaven. Suddenly, Penang roads are empty. I come to work, no work to do, sitting and relaxing. But every time I see you with your smiling face, but I know inside you are hurting.
No, because I also thought, oh, this is private practice, private sector, where it's quiet, nothing much going on. How wrong I was.
So I really regret, shit, man. Did I lead you down the wrong path, Then that's why I said, remember we were talking, Kiru, there might nothing much work to do. Why not we develop this bariatric thing? So the concept of the Penang weight loss thing came up, and then I just explained to you, and then next day I wake up, look at Facebook, suddenly there's one Penang weight loss, and Kiru is running in straight ski with the picture of the sun rising.
That's another pivotal moment, My social media engagement and starting off platform was actually because of this, what we were discussing and what you told, let's get into it.
You do all the things which I cannot do. So we bring out the best in each other, actually, So I never once felt threatened when Bhuvan came in or you came in to my practice. No, I embraced this. What I do is I start doing other things which have interest to me. And I always feel working as a team is very important concept where you can absorb the stress of working. Our work is stressful. We handle a lot of things together. Sometimes we do major cases, when I'm doing and call you in. The amount of stress it relieves is so nice.
Exactly.
And then we are talking to each other, sometimes joking during surgery, even people, the staff see, and then they think, wow, what a good partnership these two guys make.
Definitely,
We don't make money off each other, but we enjoy good partnership. And then you have major cases. I just come sit there. I don't do anything. I just hold some grasper or something, and then enjoy you operating. It's so nice to see.
Exactly. I think it's that friendship in work, where we can get a better in terms of quality, in terms of our decision-making processes as well. And, I think it's good for overall, in every way, patients, for us, in terms of, the outcome in general, I think.
It also helps that our wives are good friends. Then our children also, they're good friends with each other. Then your children, or your daughter especially, looks up to me like a mentor. So I got another responsibility now. So correct. It's all very interlinked, So I will say I actually am lucky to have you as a partner. I derive more benefits actually. I think the moment you came, it was really, my stress levels started dropping. I started sleeping better. You know, then I handed over the entire bariatric or music practice to you.
Yeah.